let's do this. It's time for another edition of Comic Crazy Reviews. This week, I'm going to be reviewing two highly anticipated books for the month of June. We have Batman 0 Year by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. We also have the most highly anticipated book, Superman Unchained by Scott Snyder and Jim Lee. Yes, that's right. Scott Snyder is writing Superman and Batman, two of the most iconic characters in comic book history. This guy is going insane right now, and he's getting huge. So let's get into these books. Okay guys, so Batman 0 Year is another comic book written by Scott Snyder, obviously artwork by Greg Capullo. We've all been reading this Batman series, and it's been fantastic so far with this team-up of Snyder and Capullo. This is Batman 0 Year, though. This is the beginning of Batman in the New 52, so we're going to get to figure out like how he started off in the New 52, what happened, and so this is like 6 years prior to what's going on right now. And I'm assuming that this entire series is going to last, obviously, this entire year. So we'll see what happens with that. This pretty much is Bruce Wayne when he first gets back into Gotham City after he went off on his travels and been trained and everything to become Batman, and he's going up against Red Hood and his gang, and he's trying to figure out what's going on with him, who he is. Finds out that no one in his gang even knows each other, no one in his gang even knows who he is. He never takes his hood off. And Red Hood obviously is a really great character to start off with this in the series, and it's just really cool to see him. Like, we saw this, I believe, last year, and we got to see a little glimpse of the Red Hood, but now we're going to finally get more into it. We also get to see that Bruce Wayne has an uncle who's, at this point, he has taken over Wayne Industries. But you find out that the uncle isn't really such a great guy, and he's like working with the Riddler. It kind of pans back and forth between like 6 years before present day, and then like even further when he was a child, and him and his father talking, and it was a good issue. I mean, there's really no action in this because it's just setting up for the rest of the story. So it is a good issue, but I kind of wish there was some more like action scenes. Like there is that action scene at the beginning, but it's really not that much action. It's just like kind of like a car scene where Bruce Wayne like is trying to save some hostages, and he's driving his truck off this bridge, and he uses a grappling hook to like catch it, and then it falls into the ocean, and that's pretty much the only action you really see in this entire issue. But like I said, it's just pretty much setting up for the entire Batman 0 Year story, and it is a good setup. It is a good beginning to it. And the fact you get to see the Riddler, and you want to know what his role is, since he's working with Bruce Wayne's uncle, so obviously you know Bruce Wayne's uncle isn't a good guy. But this was a good read. I'm going to give this book a 4.5 out of 5. It wasn't a full, like, 5. It wasn't, like, the greatest issue read. But, I mean, it did have some competition. Like you know, Superman Unchained came out. So, let's get into that one. Alright, guys. So, here it is. My comic book pick of the week. And this is something we've all been waiting for. This is Superman Unchained, #1. Written by Scott Snyder and drawn by Jim Lee with inks by Scott Williams. This, in my opinion, lived up to the hype. The artwork obviously was fantastic, done by Jim Lee. The story is just really cool. It's very intriguing. You want to know what's going on. I like seeing like the interactions with Lois Lane and Clark Kent, and then Clark Kent with Jimmy Olsen, and Superman no longer is at the Daily Planet. He's moved on. At the beginning of this, he's going after some satellites that are falling from the sky. There's 8 to be exact. He ends up stopping 7 of them, saving some astronauts in the process before they all crash and explode. This issue has something that no other issue has really done before. You open it up and it's a giant poster, but it's not just a poster for like looks-wise, you know, not just hang on your wall. You actually have to open it up and you need to read the panels that are in it, which is really cool. And it really shows, the first side of it shows like this giant space station that Superman is plowing through, and it's kind of like a Where's Waldo thing. You gotta find Superman, and you can see a little speck of, you know, blue and red, and you can see the little symbol on the back of his key. Like, wow, that's Superman. It's really tiny, and it's huge, like, space station with so much detail. And then the next side is a giant, powerful image of Superman, like, punching through some, like, metal and debris and all that. And it's just really awesome. I really like how they did this. Just be careful when you open it. You don't want to rip it, you know. So Superman fends off these space stations. He said that the one that he missed wouldn't hurt anyone because it was supposed to, like, land at some abandoned base. And then towards the end, you find out that Lois tells Clark that, oh, you're getting sloppy. He actually saved all 8 of them. And Superman goes to investigate, and he's like, how could someone if it wasn't me, or if it wasn't Wonder Woman, it wasn't Green Lantern, who was able to take this space station, going as fast as it was, as heavy as it was, and actually divert it into the ocean. And you find out that Lois's father, who's obviously in the military, he has a space station or base like underground, and they're containing, as what he calls is, the real Superman who's been working with them for 75 years. Well, and this is apparently going to be the new villain. And I really want to know what's going on with this. This was really cool. I really enjoyed this. Like, each page, I was like, each panel, there's like something going on, and it's like, there's also like an interaction with Lex Luthor, and he's going to be involved in the story, even though he's in prison, which is really cool. I mean, you just get to see a lot of characters. You get to see Luthor, Jimmy Olsen, you get to see Perry White, Lois Lane, like all these cool interactions just in this first issue. And I really enjoyed it. I really can't wait for the next issue. I'm going to give Superman Unchained, it's my comic of the week, as I said. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5, and I'm really hoping this is just going to keep going and keep staying good and fun. Alright guys, so that's it for this edition of Comic Creator Reviews. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy these two books, Batman Zero Year and Superman Unchained. I know I enjoyed them. Don't miss out this week. I'm going to be reviewing 2 single issues. I'm going to be reviewing Savage Wolverine number 6 and also Batgirl number 21, so look forward to those. Also, don't forget to check out bkbn.net for all your news, reviews, and more, obviously. And check out Comic Nation live every Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with me, Quorum TV, and Booster Gola, I believe his name is. I don't know, he's some dude. Anyway, we're going to be talking in depth about all these books, so stay tuned for that, and hope to hear from you then. Later, guys.